Obviously, emotional time. I think anybody who's ever played competitive athletics or coached, you have this feeling. Unless you go and win the whole thing, every team in the country is going to have this feeling except for one. And so that going in, but it doesn't make it any easier. Obviously, you put a lot into it. What these girls put into it is most folks have no idea the amount of time and work that it takes on top of their normal full-time job. So, we'll have a lot of time to kind of go back and digest the season. Obviously, lots of good, some not so good. As far as today, you just tip your cap. Obviously, that first quarter is a bad day to have a bad day. And sometimes you can get away with it. I thought, congrats to Colgate. They were terrific in that first quarter. They looked like the 1 seed, not the 10 seed, and give them credit. Gave them enough of a cushion that by the time we dug out of it, we didn't have quite enough to get over the top. Sometimes you expend so much energy to get back, you can't quite get over the top. So all credit to them. But I would just say about these two and our group, today was kind of fitting in that we had a lot of tough days, tough weeks, and they never quit showing up. They never quit working. And that to me will be the kind of the line on this team at the end of it. Well, they just continue to show up and fight and play with respect for the jersey and the people that came before, and I'm really proud of that.
Yeah, I think it was just kind of like the message that's not acceptable at all. Like, no matter what rank they are, what seed we are, that is never acceptable to have that come on, especially in our home court and what we're fighting for. And I think just what we're supposed to be holding one another accountable for every day. Those are not our standards that we can be up to, especially at this time. You can't be having down like that. You have to be the best that you can be for a week. And I think coming out like that, that's not a good showing, not a good start. And playoffs like this, when teams are ready to come in, they're going to capitalize on that. So I think just realizing that we need to be at a certain standard and we were capable of that kind of kicked us into gear. But like Coach was saying, it's kind of hard to dig yourself out of the grade when you're so far. But
like she said, everyone saw it. We did not have a good start. I don't know what was wrong, but I think maybe we were just nervous. I don't know, but there's no reason for us to be playing like that. And like you said, second quarter, we did come out. We were actually playing how we're supposed to play, but it was just too late. Like she said, at this time of the year, it's March. If you're not playing good, other team is just gonna take advantage of you. So. I think this was, the season is over, but I think this was just a good lesson. So now, we know what not to do basically going forward for next season. But like she said, it's just not acceptable. Yeah, we have a young team, but I think we showed everyone that we can still compete with the older teams that we have in our conference. And off season, now we just have to focus on the mistakes that we did this whole season, and then just come back better next season, and then I'm sure we're going to learn from these games and our lessons. So I think we just have to keep working.
I mean, as much as this hurts and stinks right now, I think there's a lot to be excited about coming up in the future. I think if you look at other teams in our leagues that have been good, they've just been old. They've been playing together for so long, and I think that's something that we've been trying to do. So hopefully, next year we can look forward to all growing together, experiencing now that we have the 1 year under our belt, and hopefully turning that into something even better and just learning from what we did this year.
If I could, just to put a button on all what they said was spot on. But we began the year knowing we had severe challenges. We had limitations. We have some roster challenges that we've, are only going to change with time. There's certain things that we felt like we could have fixed, attack, improve on, and there are other things that are just going to take time. You can't get experience just by working hard. It takes time. So in many ways, we knew this year was a race to maturity. That's the first thing we said last summer was this year's going to be a race to maturity. Can we grow up maybe faster than you're supposed to? And in many ways, we did that. And so now, our challenge has been, it's no secret, is just developing continuity, keeping a core group, talented players together long enough for them to grow and become a team, a family, a championship caliber group. And I'm optimistic that's what's happening. These days occur when that's happening. But there's no doubt in my mind, this group intact add a few pieces, another year of experience, is in a much different place than we were to start this year. You know, I don't know that we executed the game plan to know if the game plan was bad. It's hard to make adjustments when you don't know if the things you want to do initially are the right things. We were just on our heels to start. And they were very aggressive and very on point to start. I thought the single biggest issue in the first quarter to me were the turnovers. I think six or seven turnovers right in the beginning of the game, which led to 12 first quarter points in transition. I think they had 23 points in the first quarter. 12 were off of our turnovers. So that our biggest opponent in that first quarter was us. We were handing them the ball. They were taking advantage and scoring. Second quarter, we didn't change anything other than we stopped turning the ball over. I think we had 2 turnovers, and we win the quarter. We still didn't play great on offense in the second quarter, but we chipped away. And then in the third quarter, shots started to fall. We got ourselves back where it's a 1 or 2 possession game, and you really think, okay, we got a shot here. But obviously we didn't quite get over the top. But no huge adjustments, just do the things we talked about a little. Playing in the Big Ten, they would both have helped today. So we knew size was going to be an issue. With size, oftentimes rebounding, not always, but often rebounding is an issue. I think our point guard is our leading rebounder, which is great for her. I think it says a lot about her competitive nature, but it also says something about us, that we've got to grow up a little bit. Mariah, who started today to start the season, was really the 3rd or 4th center on our roster. We didn't expect her to play a whole lot, and she was the starting center pretty much most of the conference season, or a lot of the back end of it. And so her growth has been really good. I suspect with a year of weight room and diet, nutrition, all that stuff, she'll be a little different. We'll get our starting center back from injury. She was our leading scorer when she got hurt, so she helps us at both ends, rebounding being one of them. So many positives to look forward to. Once we get through the disappointment of the day, I think we'll realize we've set ourselves up pretty good for